Joining me for a discussion at this point on the broadcast is Foreign Affairs expert Ms. Shruti Das Gupta. Thank you very much, Ms. Shruti, for joining me live on the broadcast. Appreciate you giving out your time at this point. Now, we speak of these developments. The West, while covering, has termed him as a conservative right-winger leader, young man who has been shot, and it raises objections, more so concerns about how now the turning point that has been co-founded by him has become more ideological about the state of affairs in the United States as far as gun laws are concerned.
You're right, Simran. Charlie Kirk was a very conservative-minded individual. He's branded as a right-wing because he prefers not to follow the wokeist norms of LGBTQ, the 100 genders theory. He was pro-Israel. He was extremism in Islam, and he was also very pro-Christian church, family-oriented person. And he would go out, it was his way of functioning to reach out to the youth by going to different campuses and holding debates, usually under prove me wrong. He would make a statement on his banners and he would ask them whether he can be proved wrong by a debate. And usually they couldn't prove him wrong. They couldn't, most of his debates were on YouTube, on his own other channels, and they were printed out by media. So he's got that brand going for him. While he was debating gun laws and gun violence against the LGBTQ, he was shot at. So this doesn't look good for the left liberal minded haters of Charlie Kirk himself. He drew immense hatred online as well as offline, faced death threats and more for his stances specifically on Israel and Palestine issue, and his the gender theory rejection that he practiced. These were things that made him deeply unpopular. And it seems that the shot was fired to silence him. And it's a very common quotation. The more the society finds itself drifting away from the truth, they find themselves hating anybody who speaks it. So this is the case of Charlie Kirk. He spoke the truth as bland, as unadulterated as possible, and he drew immense hatred. And that hatred percolated into the form of a gun violence on him while he was speaking on gun violence. So the irony is there in the incident itself. I wish his family and all those who grieve him my deepest condolences.
Shruti Das Gupta, this is a very tragic moment. It's a watershed one as well. We speak of these developments. And now, what is expected of the United States, and more so about the Donald Trump administration? They have said this is a very dark moment in the history of America. But after this incident, it is visibly clear that right now there is, in fact, a much needed control that needs to be executed.
Well, Donald Trump is pro-guns, and so was Charlie Kirk. And there is a longer, larger history behind their gun laws, which goes right back to the American Civil War, where when the South lost to the North, one of their conditions was that they get to keep their guns, because that's how Americans got to keep their land. They protected their property by the power of the barrel. So taking gun laws away is going to enrage a large number of people. So what they need to do is find ways to ensure that guns don't stay in the hands of people who are no longer, at least medically certifiable, to hold such kinds of weapons of mass destruction, as USA suffers from at various points, from high school violences to street violences, as well as gang violences related to guns. So they need to not take away gun laws, but definitely put in measures where people who hold guns need to get psychiatric certifications or medical certifications stating that their mental health is all right, and holding such a weapon which can harm another human being is not going to stay in the hands of a person who would, at the drop of a hat, get triggered and press the button or press the trigger as such. So these are things that they should look forth. But from the Trump administration side, they're going to use this to lobby forth their pro-Christian agenda, pro-anti-LGBT agenda. And I know that they're going to use these incidents. The other one before this was the racist attack at a lady named Irina, a senseless racist violence against the whites in USA. So they're going to combine those two incidents and bring forth the MAGA community together, build bonds. Anyone who was kind of was sitting on the fence related to the tariffs and the other things would probably come down harder in terms of the Trump's favor. So they're going to continue to build political capital on the backs of these strategies.